Good morning. It's an absolutely beautiful spring day here at Fresh at Burcott, and here's another one of our little videos to show you what we're up to here. Now, I was going to do a how-to video this week and tell you about planting begonias, but I'm so excited about the new plants that we've had here on the plant area that I thought I'd show you some of those instead, and I'll do the begonias next week. So we've had a fantastic delivery of plants in this week, and I'm just going to show you a few of them here this morning. To start off with, there's these amazing box. They're all cut into different shapes. These little ball box, and then there's some slightly bigger ones here. But these are my favourite, these pyramids. They just need clipping about 2 or 3 times a year to keep them into shape like this. But they do make a magnificent statement piece. Pair either side of the doorway, or in front of an arch, or in front of some steps in the garden would look absolutely fantastic. Very easy to look after. Just remember, where they have got a lot of foliage that covers the actual pot, so it is important that you keep them well watered, because you can imagine even when it's raining, the rain doesn't necessarily get into that soil, so do make sure you keep them well watered, but otherwise really very little care and just the trimming. So that's the beautiful box. Well, here's another one of my favourite plants, conifers. Now, they do seem to have enjoyed a bit of a bad reputation lately, and I can't really understand why. I started my training on a conifer nursery down in Surrey many years ago, and they hold a bit of a soft spot for me, and I really wish people would consider them a bit more when they're planting. They've got fantastic coloured foliage, all sorts of different shapes, textures, really lovely plants, so you should definitely give them a thought when you're planting up. Look at this one here. This is called Phylifera aurea, and this beautiful shaggy, soft, golden foliage. In the spring this will become even more golden. Really lovely, lovely plant. It reminds me of a great big head of hair there. This lovely blue spruce. This is a very slow growing conifer. This one's been shaped onto a stem, so it's going to make a really architectural plant, a very, very nice focus to a garden there. And this fabulous blue coloured foliage here. This lovely little juniper, Blue Star, quite slow growing but makes a really good ground cover plant. Lovely blue foliage, and again in the spring that colour will be even more accentuated. And look at this lovely monkey puzzle. Now, you don't see these very often, they're slow growing, but what a fantastic plant they make, a beautiful tree in a front garden. So do consider conifers. If you plant them up with a few winter flowering heathers there in a bed, you get a really good show. That might be a bit 70s, but still a really worthwhile consideration for any garden. So do take a look at the conifers, consider them when you're planting up. Now, here's another fantastic spring plant. These are magnolias. Just going to come into flower very shortly. These lovely little furry buds here are soon going to break out into the most magnificent showy flowers. This particular variety is called Stellata, and it has lots of tiny little white flowers. Well, I say tiny, they're about that sort of size. But the ones that we see quite a lot and people do really like are the Soulangeana types. This one here is called Susan, with this very dark, almost pinky purple flower there, tulip-shaped flowers. They really are beautiful plants, easy to grow. The only drawback with them is if we do get a late frost, the flowers can be browned by those frosts, but otherwise the plant itself is fabulously hardy, and these at £9.99 are absolutely brilliant value, so do think about those. And just to finish off, one of my all-time favourite spring flowers, primroses. Don't they look fantastic? All these bright colours. They'll flower and flower for you right through, even until about June time. Once the weather starts getting really warm, they will stop, but they will come back again next year. And the same with these fantastic pansies and violas. Violas particularly, they do so well, whatever the weather does, they just keep on flowering. So they're absolutely lovely. They're looking really beautiful at this time of year. A few in a pot or a hanging basket, and you've really got a touch of spring and really cheers yourself up. So pansies, violas and primroses, a must for any garden at this time of year.